what this is called is a buying opportunity.
Yep.
This is your chance to get some vehicles at a slightly lower price. It's not like the bottom's falling out of the market.
It's just quiet for a month until the end of February. Then it'll start kicking back.
Does every year.
Yep. Oh, we were spoiled last year. Last year it kind of ran hard, and you just kind of in the back of your mind you think it's going to go through the winter, but it doesn't.
Yeah, but cars are still about 30% higher than they were a year ago. So while they may have corrected, so I was selling some cars last Tuesday at Baltimore that I actually sold. So I was selling cars last week, like you said, Tony, for between 500 and 1,000 under.
Yep.
MMR. Certainly, and taking the money. Because I'm still raking in record profits, so it didn't really matter that much. But Matt, why don't you go ahead and brief everybody? You've been doing all the buying and all the selling. Why don't you tell everybody what you've been doing instead of let me tell them?
Yeah, prices are still high. They have come down just a little bit. I'd say on average, smaller cars have probably come down somewhere between $600 and $800 a car, that's an average, of course. It varies per model. Larger cars, the prices come down even a little bit more. On some models of larger cars, that average is probably down about $1,000. So the market is softening just a little bit. We don't anticipate that lasting very long. I don't think we're going to see a huge spike in the spring, but most likely we will return to at least the previous level of pricing, once we hit into the March to April range. We still have been acquiring various cars for our fleet. Pricing, again, like I said, is down a little bit. As far as selling goes, similar situation. If you have a low mile or really nice car, super clean, the value is still very high and typically will exceed MMR. What we're seeing in the market now on rougher product, bad Carfax product, that there is discounts being taken. So the rougher the car, the worse the history, there are discounts being taken on the cars. But to Mike's point, even with that, I think our average grade last week was lower than usual. We had a particularly rough group of cars, and we still averaged close to, just under $10,000 a car. So it's dropping just a little bit, maybe a couple percentage points tops, but is still very elevated from what we're all used to, especially this time of year.
And when Matt says $10,000 a car, what he really means is that we're making profit. And I can give you the exact number because I sat down and figured it out, of $9,600 per car. Profit, not sale price. So it's pretty much following what it did last year, but this is the best time for you to buy cars. If you're in the market to get cars, they're not going to get cheaper than they are now. The prices will solidify as the temperatures go up, and as tax returns start coming out. I mean, there's going to be a big tax season this year. All these people are going to get extra high tax refunds, so there's going to be lots of people with money to spend, both for rental and purchasing cars. As all these child tax credit tax returns get filed and the IRS gets around to sending those refund checks out. So that's going to happen probably towards the latter part of February at the soonest. You can't file your tax return till one day soon to today. I think it's like today or later this week is the first time you can file your tax return. And then, of course, who knows how fast the IRS is going to do what they're supposed to do. So the rumors around the industry in the last month and a half have been that the chip shortage is over and that the manufacturers were going to return to normal production right away. But that's turning out not to be true. I want to repeat that. That's not true. So Toyota announced in December, right at the end of the year, they announced they were going to return to normal production starting January 2. And they did. They returned to normal production for the first 4 weeks of January. And then they announced that the chip shortage was hitting them again and that they were cutting production for February worldwide, not just here in the United States. They're cutting about 7% of their capacity for February 2022. And then on the front page of Automotive News this morning, the lead article was that the chip shortage has reared its ugly head again, and that it's not going to end until at least July at the soonest this year. So it's going to be sketchy production of new cars from now through July. That means that the used car market is going to remain strong, guys. So if you're thinking about buying cars later, you should be buying them now because the prices are going to be stronger and there'll be more competition later and there'll be less vehicles available later. I don't know how much more the prices can go up, so I don't want to paint a picture that you're going to save thousands of dollars, but you'll get better cars, a better selection by getting into the market in January and February than you will if you wait until March or April. That's always true. As soon as spring starts to come, which it hasn't yet, but as soon as it does, I'm going to Florida tomorrow and it's going to be 38 degrees.
And then 15 passengers, the new ones they're telling me are going closer to 70,000. Is that normal? Like if you order them now, anybody looking at brand new ones?
Matt, do you know what we have those 15 passenger vans ordered for?
You want to know the price?
Yeah.
Give me one moment. I'll pull it up right now. It'll just take me 1 minute.
And I want to say that Marty told me we ordered with you guys.
12 passengers, that they also work, okay? If you find something 12 passenger, low roof.
No, I don't believe the only company that used to make any more 12 passes is Chevy, and I'm not even sure if they're making them, and we are not ordering fleet. I don't think they even accepted fleet orders this year. I think Jason D is on. I don't know if you have a chime in.
I'm here.
Go ahead.
I'm here now. We did place an order for Ford mid-roof 15 passenger vans. I think we're going to be paying about $46,000. But that's a big question if we get them.
Right.
They've given no indication that they will be built for sure. But I put in orders for immediate build probably over 6 months ago.
So Jason, tell everybody about what you've ordered and who and what you're getting and what you're not getting. So do it by manufacturer. So talk about Ford and then Chrysler and then Toyota. Go ahead.
Okay, Ford, we've ordered the vans, as I mentioned. We did order 100 or so Escapes, which they have just in the past couple of weeks given us VIN numbers. So those are going to be going through production, I believe, in March. We ordered some Explorers, which we also just got VINs on. And for fun, we have ordered some Mustang convertibles and Bronco Sports, but no word on production on those. Moving on to Stolantis, which is by far our highest volume order. We ordered a little bit of everything. I'll just start with Voyagers. Again, no indication whatsoever if they're going to be produced, but we did order at least, I think it was more than 200, some of which we would be sharing with you guys. I believe Durangos are being built right now. We should be receiving some of those in the next 30 to 60 days. Same thing with Compass. We've actually had a few roll in the past 2 weeks. They're ProMaster cargo vans. No word on production on those, but we have 100 on order. What else is there? Oh, the Jeep Renegade. We've ordered about 250 of those, and I know a lot of you guys, Al, and I don't know, some of the others are going to get at least 25 or so or more. Those should be rolling in the next like 60 to 90 days, if I had to guess.
And then Toyota, Jason?
Toyota has been the most accurate. Everything we have ordered is going to be produced, but they, of course, limited our production to 400 units. Corollas, Camrys, RAV4s, and Siennas.
Okay. So, Jason, what car lines has Chrysler now shut down orders on? Chrysler and Stellantis is the same company. The old name is Chrysler and the new name is Stolantis. For those of you who are not quite as old as I am.
Just about all of their production lines have been closed for fleet. That's not to say you can't get one off the lot or, acquire fleet deals, somewhere along the way, but they are no longer taking fleet orders on most product lines. We just got word last week that they closed out the Renegade and Compass.
I put a order for 10 Compass, and they take from me $20,000. That was like 2 months ago, and the last week they called me and they say sorry, but the factory issued down the order. Where you want any, you send you back the money, and that's it. They don't give more explanation. They just cut out the order and cancel. And that's it.
Right.
Yeah, and what about Ford, Jason? What product lines has Ford shut down the order banks on? Do you know?
Basically everything for fleet. They closed out passenger van fleet orders like many months ago, and maybe 6 months ago. I've been told Escape and what else did we get? Explorer were also closed.
Okay. And in that automotive news article I was talking about earlier, the Mustang plant is one of the plants that's now closed. It happens to be in Canada. So it's now closed due to lack of chips. So they're not building any Mustangs right now. So I wouldn't be counting too hotly on those convertibles coming in time for convertible season.
We're interested in like how we're looking for like passenger minivan, 7 or 8 passengers.
Right, he's looking for minivans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we'll keep you in mind if we get any of our Voyagers in, Ray. That's the only minivan we have on order. And we don't have any confirmation yet from Stellantis whether or not they're even going to build them, but we do have, how many did you say, Jason? He's already hung up.
I have 200 on order.
Okay, so I'm sure we could find some for you out of a group of 200.
Okay.
So we'll keep you in mind should they get firmed up. But again, I want to repeat, we have no commitment from Stellantis that they're actually going to build anything. Basically, what we were told from Stellantis was, put the orders in, maybe you get them, maybe you don't. And we put the orders in like in August. So we don't know what's going to happen yet on those.
Hey, Mike, quick question. As far as the big guys go, are they getting orders? Are they going to be able to get, what percentage of their orders are they going to be able to get in? Because that kind of affects the used market if they're looking for cars online too, as budget was last year. And I even caught Enterprise a couple times buying online.
Well, Bill's done some detailed study of statistics that are being published by different firms, Bill Cash I'm referring to. And his best back of the napkin estimate is that they're only going to get about 65 or 70% of what they got last year. So they're still going to be short fleeted because they were woefully under fleeted last year. And I'm guessing that now that the Omicron virus version is peaking and going down, that our business is going to kind of do a repeat of what it did last year in early March. It's just going to go crazy with people going back out traveling again as soon as they find out they don't have to be afraid of Omicron anymore.